You complete me. Emma, just
shut up. You had me at hello. You had me at hello.
Running across a meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful flame to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do.
I like you a lot. I want to ask you a question. Straight out, flat out, and I want you to give me an honest answer. What do you think the chances are of a guy like you and a girl like me ending up together?
Well, Lloyd, that's difficult to say. We really don't...
Hit me with it. Just give it to me straight. I came a long way just to see you, Mary. Just, least you can do is level with me. What are my chances?
Not good.
You mean not good like 1 out of 100?
I'd say more like 1 out of 1,000,000.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Buddy, not now. Please go back to the pit. I'll come visit you a little, okay?
You make me feel so young.
Hello, everybody. A lot of enthusiasm. Makes me feel better. That's good. I'm super excited to have you guys up here for me to be up here to speak to you today. I'm going to get a little confused from time to time. It's been a minute since I've talked to like a crowd. It might have been actually since high school. I've done devotions and stuff, but I haven't spoken in front of people in a while. So, if you see me getting nervous, just smile and act like you're doing okay, and it'll make me feel much better. Thank you. I feel like someone just gave me like a half clap. Thank you for that half clap. More, man, just like slow half clap. That's fine. That's good. Awesome. So, Mr. Kesson last week spoke on the first part of a 3-part series on what is love. So we have a little fun videos coming up because culture, it's a buzzword. Like, it's going to tell you what love is. It's going to try to put pictures in your head. And so when you think of what is love, so I know some ladies imagine the Disney princesses and guys imagine scenes from movies and all kinds of stuff. We see culture when we talk about love, but the Bible has a lot to tell us about love. And guys in the back, if you want to go ahead and throw the main verse slide up. The Bible has a lot to talk about love for us. And so today we are going to be in one verse in particular, in 1 Corinthians, and it's not 1 Corinthians 13, which is typically what we think about when we think about love. Today we're going to be talking on 1 Corinthians 16:13, which is how Paul rounds out his letter to the church at Corinth. And he says, be alert, stand firm in the faith, be brave and strong. Your every action must be done in love. I have a red slide for you guys. If you throw it up, just keep it up the rest of the time, totally fine. So we're going to start off with the story. So the story is, my best friend in high school was Mr. James' son, Trevor. And Trevor and I decided that freshman year we were going to room together on the 2nd floor of a band hall at Lee University. So we get there, and you guys will soon find out, first day of move-in, you have the jitters, and you're anxious, and you're like, I hope I get people on my floor. And we meet this guy named Josh who's going to live across from us in our dorm. And instantly, he's a little strange, right? So his name is Josh. We already had a friend named Josh, so we affectionately dubbed this Josh, Little Josh. So Little Josh was a character. He was from South Alabama, so he talked just like this. And he had the Alabama swoop going. And he wore, that was back when cool jeans that had the cool decal on the butt pocket was cool. And I wore cool jeans too, and so we'd be walking into the dorm and he'd be like, hey, look at my jeans. And I was like, okay, don't like that. I'd rather you not do that. And then another night he woke me up at 4 in the morning and he goes, Ethan, wake up. And I wake up and he goes, I got some new Oakleys. Thanks, Josh. I'm glad you woke me up. Tomorrow I have an exam. Thank you for waking me up for that. And so we quickly found out Josh was not unstereotypical for our floor. Our floor had some odd birds. So Trevor and I decided on a rule pretty early on that we were only going to go to the common areas when no one else was there. And the thing about it was our common area was the only TV in the dorm that had cable. So when we wanted to watch a game, a Reds game, ESPN, we had to venture out into this common space. So one night, like we did, we glance out, no one's out there in the common space, we're jackpot. We sprint out there, flip on ESPN, 5 minutes has not gone by before all of a sudden in walks in little Josh. Trevor and I both looked at each other like, do not engage, keep engaged with ESPN, ignore whatever's about to happen. Little Josh then pulls out his phone, and you know how people like talk to themselves when they want you to say, what's going on, man? So little Josh goes, oh no, Daddy's gonna be so mad. And both Trevor and I look at each other like, nope, ignore it, not our problem, not our thing. Again, about 3 seconds later, oh no, Daddy's gonna be so mad. Getting weirder, that's fine, just let it go, let it play out. Third time he goes, oh, Daddy's gonna be so mad, Mama said you put the money in the account. And finally I look over and I see Trevor break and he goes, what's the problem, little Josh? And little backstory, in our dorm we had this thing called eSuds, which is where you could pay for a washer with a credit card and you didn't have to use like coins every time. So you just typed in your code and pay with your card. Well, for those of you that don't bank yet, when you use a debit card and you don't have the money in your account to pay for what you just paid for, they charge you a really hefty overdraft fee for every purchase you make. So little Josh goes, I overdrafted my account pretty bad. And I'm like, well, Josh, it can't be that bad. How much did you overdraft? He goes, well, I used the washer 7 times, so $1 a piece, $1 missed charge, so $7 total. And they overdrafted me 7 times, which means I lost $150. Oh, Daddy's gonna be so mad. And he instantly begins the ball. And Trevor and I are trying to stay like emotionally distant from this guy. So we're like, okay, now he's crying. I don't know what to do with the situation. Luckily, his mom calls him. And he gets it, he goes, oh, Mom, Daddy's gonna be so mad. And he sprints out of the room bawling. And Trevor and I both look at each other and we're like, forget everything we just saw, lock that away, never mention this again, we will keep moving forward. I also forget to mention something about little Josh. Little Josh liked to wrestle. He ranked 8th in state in wrestling. So he'd be walking down the hall and like little Josh would come out of his room in his boxers, like, come here, you, and get you. And I'm like, no, don't like that, just don't touch me. So little Josh kind of wrote him off. So we're going to pause the little Josh story, and we'll come back to it. So just remember that, keep that in mind. We're going to jump into 1 Corinthians. So there we go, guys, perfect. So 1 Corinthians, I find it helpful to understand who a book was written to in the Bible when we're going to discuss the book. So this book was written by Paul to the church at Corinth. And what you need to understand about Corinth is it was a really corrupt city. It was sexually immoral, mentally immoral. And a lot of 1 Corinthians is Paul trying to say, listen, your culture is going to tell you to live like this, but Christians live like this. And so the whole time he's talking about different things, like Paul addresses how the Corinthian culture was filled with lawsuits. Sounds like our culture. And he was like, listen, we don't handle our stuff that way. Go to each other as brothers in Christ, go to deacons in church. He says, don't handle it this way. Just in that nature, Paul's like, his freshman 4 who know him in youth salons, we're going to help you get in. And he walks in the rush party, hey, look at my pants. And I'm like, no, Josh, I still don't want to see your pants, please. And so Josh, so excited to get in. And first semester, we're like, listen, this guy, we've seen him cry. He will wrestle you at inappropriate times. He will show you his pants, and he will wake you up at 4 in the morning to show you glasses. Now you saw material. Do not vote. So we went and told everybody, listen, you do not want this guy. Trust me. Unless you want to get wrestled, don't go for it. So, sure enough, semester comes to pass. He doesn't make it. Second semester, comes back again. Same energy. Oh, didn't make it the first time, but I'm super excited to come back. I still like you guys. Comes back in. Second semester, everything we had said about him to other people now became their opinion of him, right? So they were like, man, this guy's weird. He does all kinds of weird stuff. Let's not get him in. So second semester, we didn't even have to say anything. People just didn't get him in the club. Third semester, he comes back again and doesn't make it. So fourth semester, it's our senior year. And I see Josh, looks totally different. I haven't seen him at this point for about a year. Again. So he disappeared again from me for about a year. He has a different hairstyle, he's dressed differently. And I see him and I'm like, man, how you doing? And he just goes, man, I'm doing well, but it still bothers me. I don't know why I never could get into you. And for the first time in my entire relationship with Josh, I looked into his eyes and I was alert. So I went back and I played back the mental reel in my head. When Josh showed me his jeans and I thought it was weird, he was trying to impress me, so he was self-conscious. When Josh woke me up at 4 in the morning to show me Oakleys, he wasn't trying to be a pest. He was trying to get me to like him because he wanted me to think he was cool. When he kept brushing Yves Salon over and over, he was just saying, guys, I'm there and I want to be your friend. And so instantly I was convicted. I had not been alert. Part of being a man and part of being a Christian is being alert and knowing what's going on in the world around you and seeing it and noticing it. And I had failed for 3.5 years. So, come to pass, I go and I have to now take a moment and be brave and strong. Fellas, if you don't mind throwing up the next slide for me. I had to be brave. So I had to go in front of all my friends, so 45 guys, and say, listen, I badmouthed this guy and I was completely wrong. I talked poorly about him, it was incorrect. He's a good guy. So then I started going out to lunch with Josh and starting to get to know him and actually spending time with him. And I started to realize he was a good guy. So then I had to ask him and be brave and say, listen, I think I was part of the reason you didn't get Yves Salon. Freshman year, we didn't really see eye to eye, and I had to take that responsibility for myself. So I had to be brave, I had to be alert, and then come time for vote room, where people are going to talk about getting Josh in the club. People start ringing out all the same things that I had said 3 years ago. He does this, he acts this way, he's this. And I had to be firm in the faith. And I had to stand up and say, no. We are a group of Christian men, and we are judging someone inappropriately. He deserves to be in this club as much as any of us do. Sure enough, he got in. And now today, Josh is one of my closest friends in terms of someone that I know if I need to call him, I can call him any time of the day. He's always there for me. He's always supporting. He shoots me texts all the time, Bible verses, prayers. He was someone I just wasn't alert of and I wasn't aware of. And so what this verse, what 1 Corinthians 16:13 tells us, is there's two sides to love. There's the side of being alert. There's this kind of like, it kind of uses like a manly term, right? Be alert, be strong, be firm, be brave. It's kind of like these like terms that like culture kind of says are manly terms. And just keep in mind, when I talk about culture, I'm not trying to like downplay culture. I'm close to your age, so I kind of understand, like you listen to probably a lot of the same music, you go to the same movies. I totally understand, like I'm not trying to villainize culture, but here's the thing. If we let it, culture will define everything. It will define what love is, it will define what fun is, it will define how we dress, it will define how we act. And so the Bible tells us how to act, right? So culture says, listen, strength, bravery, these are manly qualities. These are things that a man does the way a man acts. On the other end of this same verse, there's love. Every action must be done in love. And that's a lady thing. Women are great at love. They're generous and they're kind and they're sweet. And so it's like these two opposing views, right? You can be firm, you can be courageous, or every action can be done in love. It's kind of like a this or that type deal. That's what culture tells us. What the Bible tells us is that strength, bravery, courage, and love all go hand in hand. You can't show love without being brave, without being strong, without being courageous. And you can't be brave, strong, and courageous without showing love. So if we go back to 1 Corinthians 13, love is patient. Think about someone in your life. It takes a little patience to love. We all have them. It takes strength to love that person. Right? It's not an easy thing. It's not something that comes quickly to you. And the thing about it is whoever comes to your mind with that, chances are if they come to your mind, that person's thinking the same thing about you because you're probably different. They're probably like, I don't get this person. If you're like, I don't get the way this person dresses, that same person's probably like, I don't get the way this person dresses. I don't understand. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It gives us this long laundry list of things to do, but it gives us a formula. Formula 1 is be alert. Be always on the lookout for people to love. Whether they fall into your criteria of what is cool, what is fun, or what is not, always be on the alert. Always be on the alert for how people act, and if it rubs you the wrong way, think about why they act that way. Why does this person talk this way? Why does this person act this way? Why has this person hurt me over and over and over again? And why would the Bible tell me to forgive them? Be alert on that. But here's the thing, reaching out in love requires being firm in your faith. You can't reach out to someone if you're not strong enough in your faith to reach out. For several reasons. One, you won't notice them. Two, even if so, sometimes people say, listen, this person's doing this in your path, you need to cut all ties with them and get out. That might be true for you at that point. But at a certain point, you need to be strong enough in your faith to pull them forward in faith. to show love, to show forgiveness. Love bears all things, endures all things. People can hurt you a ton of times. I've had conversations with several of you so far this semester that say, man, this friend has burned me and burned me and burned me. It's time for me to give up. And you know what? That might be healthy at a point. But also, if you feel like it's time to give up on a friendship, that's a little symbol to you that you need to kind of dig into your relationship with Christ so you can be firm enough to extend that person the grace they require, to extend that person love, to extend that person what they need. Because strength and love are not two different things. The two sides to the same exact coin. If you want to be tough, if you want to be manly, if you want to be strong, you gotta show love. And if you're a lady and you want to show love, and you want to be gracious, sometimes that requires strength. It's like what Mr. Kessing talked about last week. Love isn't always like, you're doing perfect and you're wonderful. Love takes difficult conversations. Love takes being honest. Love takes going to a friend that you don't even know why you guys stopped talking, but somewhere along the lines you offended them or they offended you, and now it's a couple years down the road and you're seniors or you're juniors, and all of a sudden you're not friends and you don't like that person and you couldn't even tell me why, or maybe you could tell me why. It's so deep in your heart that you remember every time they hurt you. You made a mental checklist of everything they've done to you. There's a saying that I just heard, and it's friends come and go, but enemies accumulate. If you're not careful, every person that's wronged you will become someone that as soon as you hear their name, you think about exactly how they insulted you, exactly how they wronged you, and you never took a step to extend to them love and forgiveness, just like the Bible instructs. You think you're being tough and strong because they insulted you and you just wrote them off. Or you think you're showing them love by stepping away and letting them do what they need to do. These are two sides of the same coin, guys. So here's my challenge for today. Here's my thought. There's two ways you can respond to this. One, love requires action, right? Love requires being alert. So, as I told that story about Josh, there's some of you who a name or a face came into mind. For several reasons. One, maybe because you've never met the person. Maybe because you just walk down the hall and you see this person in your grade, and just for no apparent reason, you just don't speak to them. They've never done anything to wrong you, but that's just not someone I talk to. It's uncomfortable. I don't know them. I have enough friends. Whatever. Or there could be someone who just burned you, and you just hold resentment in your heart against them, and you're letting yourself be super strong, but with absolute love. In a second, if you have someone that came to mind when we talked about this, I'm going to ask you to approach that person and pray for them. So it's really easy to go minister to somebody else. It's really easy to go on mission trips because you minister and then you're gone, right? There's no reputation at stake. It doesn't matter. But some of you, I know my friends in high school have been the same way. If I said at the lunch table, hey, let's say a quick prayer, my friends would look at me like I was crazy. So you know what I didn't? I didn't say those things I needed to say. I let my friends talk down to other friends, and I let that happen, and guess what? Looking back, that's my single biggest regret in high school, hands down. I let my friends act however they wanted because I was too afraid and too scared to step out in love and say, no, we don't talk to that person that way, or no, we need to accept this person in our friend group. So there's two actions I wanted to see from you today. Action one, if you have someone that came to mind instantly, whether that's because it's awkward, because there's pain in your life, in a second we're going to break. I want you to go to that person, be brave and be strong, and ask for their forgiveness and pray love over them. Or, if you know you're good with people, but it's really difficult for you to speak about God in your friend group, be the man or woman who looks down the road at the person next to you and says, hey, I haven't prayed with you in a long time. Can we just pray right now in our seats together? Or can we go to the corner and pray about something that's going on in your life? Because the chances are, if your friend group is more than 3 people, someone in your friend group is hurting right now, whether you are aware of it or not. So really quickly, I'm going to say a prayer. And then I'm trying to be a little brave because people might not respond to this. So if you are brave, please respond. It'll make me feel better and at least get the ball rolling a little bit. So I'm going to pray over you really quick, and then maybe we'll see some action. God, thank you so much for the chance to speak in front of these students. Thank you for your love and your grace and your glory, God. And I pray that right now, relationships are healed, relationships are formed, and friendships are strengthened. Because love is what can strengthen a friendship more than a tough exterior or a loving exterior, God. You are so amazing. Bless this time. Help us to pray for one another in love. And may we pray. Amen. Have some motion. Go find someone to pray for. And then I'll call us back here in a second. If you do that, you will be 100% better at whatever you're struggling with in 100 days. So you don't have to live up to that expectation of Corinthians 13 love instantly today. I don't expect that. I'm not even there yet. But if you get 1% better every day for 100 days, you'll be 100% better at showing those traits. All right, so I'm going to pray a blessing over you guys really quick, and then I will disperse your offering to school. May you be alert. May you stand firm in the faith. May you be brave and strong, and may every action that you do be done in love. Lord, I pray that these students can remember what you called us here to be and how to be tough and how to show love. God, thank you so much for a place where we can talk about you. Amen. Guys, if you ever want to talk about this stuff, your teachers and I are here for you. We love talking about this conversation. And I'm so proud of you guys. Have a wonderful Friday.